Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Chris and I do all sorts of videos on this channel, including gear reviews and plugin tutorials and reviews of other content and things like that as well. Today, I thought we could have a little bit of fun because Native Instruments at the end of last year sent me a copy of their Komplete 14 Ultimate Collector's Edition. So many plugins and software combinations to look at there, and I could never cover it all in one video. So what I decided to do instead is give you guys something for free. I've made 4 templates that I'm just going to give away completely for free, and they are intended to be very good kind of like sandbox starter bases for you to get working in a production environment. So let's just have a quick look in Logic and see what they look like. So this here is the modern pop production template, and as you can see, I've got track stacks with everything in here. We've got drums, we've got bass guitars, we've got electric guitars and acoustic guitars in the same track stack. We've got keys, which include grand pianos, upright pianos, clavinet, Fender Rhodes, Hammond organ, all those kind of things together. And then we've also got some synths. So we've got lots of different options on synths. We've got the ignition keys, hybrid keys, ethereal earth, analog dreams, glaze, piano colors. So it's worth saying that this is catered very much towards a person who's bought the Ultimate Collector's Edition. But even if you've just bought the base bundle pack, a lot of these plugins will still work and be effective as well. You just might not have access to everything within that as well. And then just to finish it off here, we've also got a vocal effects track stack as well, which is pretty much just built up of the Choir Omnia plugin with the 4 different soprano, alto, tenor and bass sections, which could be quite useful for creating big layered patches and stuff. So because I want to keep this video a little bit shorter today, I'm not really going to go into full kind of like demonstration, but I want to just chat about a couple of things that you can do to really kind of like maximize your production workflow. So let's say we're building up a track, an arrangement, and obviously we're working with MIDI synth tracks and things like that. So the computer's probably going to get overloaded very quickly if you continue to work in MIDI. So we've got drums here. So we're just going to record a really simple loop on the drums. Simple 4-bar loop. Let's go in and quantize that so that we get the first hit. And let's add in some hi-hats. Very basic, really simple, keeping it quantized. Oh, hello, that was a bit rubbish. But you get the idea. So once you've got your loop or your arrangement or whatever it is in MIDI that you've got going on, if you want to just kind of like save a bit on processing power, in Logic you can do Control in B and then bounce in place, and we're going to go for awesome drums because, you know, they're really awesome drums, aren't they? So if we hit OK, that'll then bounce that MIDI out to its own audio track. It'll then mute the MIDI from before, which means the plugin isn't being used, so it's not putting strain on the computer, and you can press play and you got your drum track. So it's really great for building up arrangements really quickly if you want to work in that kind of a way. And then if you really want to, you can separate out your audio tracks, group them together as the audio tracks, and then you can press H and hide any other MIDI track or things that you don't want to see in your kind of workflow and for things. So there's lots you can do there to kind of maximize your computer's processing power. And you know, even if you don't have the most powerful of computers, you should still be able to use this template quite effectively and get a lot of kind of traction out of it. So yeah, we can then move on to basses. We've got a selection of basses here that come with Native Instruments. This one is the Prime Bass Melody instrument, so you can literally play it And it's really great because you can use key switches to get in different articulations, or if you want to play with the patterns and all that kind of fun stuff, you can really build up awesome layered basses and all kinds of things really quickly in terms of arrangements. So there's a lot you can do here. I just want to show you some of this stuff really quickly. I've got the link switch on here in Logic, so that means as you're navigating through your tracks, it'll pull up the next plugin. That was an audio channel. And then we've got the prime bass. This is not the melody instrument, this is the pattern bass instrument, so it'll... This is really great for if you want to build up like a jam track really quickly and you don't want to put a lot of effort in just to get something sounding quite good that you can then just either jam along to or take with you out to gigs and literally just have as a little band in a box. Honestly, there's a lot you can do with this here. So we've got that there. We've also got the Scarby pre-bass amped. I've loaded that up because that's a really cool bass. So yeah, there's lots of stuff you can do with that. It's really cool. I just want to show you some of these other things really quickly. In the guitar section, I've loaded in all of the guitars that Native Instruments offers, so they're just really handy. We've got strummed acoustic. I mean, you cannot get better than that with putting less possible effort in a really quick period of time. So as far as working with a singer-songwriter who might have a songwriting idea and they don't really know where to take it, you can just open up this template and just help him kind of figure out where they want to go next and what they want to do building up their track after that. So we've got the strummed acoustic too. This is the 12 string. It sounds lush. Great, really good. One thing to be aware of when you're using these pattern-based instruments, depending on when you switch to the next note, you'll hear there are different kind of like slide notes. As literally you would be sliding to the next chord if you were doing that, playing it for real, or depending on if you move it slightly before the beat, it'll change the pattern quicker or slower depending on what you're doing. So if you go, so depending on how quickly you move to the next note will depend on how the pattern is altered and changed. And obviously, once again, key switches, all the great stuff. It's super powerful. And to be honest, the only limit is in your mind, because if you can think about it, it's probably achievable. I genuinely feel like this Native Instruments Komplete 14 bundle is absolutely the best yet that they've came out with. We've got, on top of that, I've also opened up some guitar rig presets and things so that if you want to plug in a real guitar, you can absolutely do that as well. So we've got this one, the Beautiful Dirt preset. I don't have a guitar here with me, annoyingly, but feel free to have a bit of fun with that. And the whole point of templates isn't to keep it as the template is at the start. That's why I'm giving these templates away for free. So you can use it. It's a good starting point. You can decide to keep what you want. You can get rid of other parts. These download links will never disappear. They'll always be here. So even if you do change up the template and you think, oh man, I really want to get back to that original template, just come back to this video, click the Dropbox link. It'll be there for as long as Dropbox exists. So it's always there for you guys to get on. So this is the Modern Pop production template. I'm going to save that again and close out of that. And then let's open up the podcast template instead. So what I've done here is, because podcasting is becoming more and more popular, and all I've done is create a 2-channel audio setup where I've got a whole kind of like host of plugins to kind of like make sure that you get a nice, clean, crispy podcast sound with your audio. So if I just open up the channel strip here, we can see that I've got a gate on straight away. This is just the Logic stock gate, and then also a channel EQ. Same again, I've used the Speaking Voice Improve preset. And then I've got VC2A coming in, just to kind of like give it a nice little color and a bit of lift. And then we've got the RX suite coming in here, because we get some of this RX suite with Ultimate Collector's Edition nowadays. So you've got the RX voice denoise, breath control, and also deplosive. And then on the master output as well, I've also included the Transient Master plugin from Native Instruments, the Solid Bus compressor with the Mix Glue preset, the passive EQ, which is just a really, really fun EQ, adds a really nice bit of color. The Mastering Club preset is my favorite preset, 100%. And then finally, I've got a bit of Ozone 10 as well. So if you don't want any of that other stuff, you can just whack Ozone 10 on here and it'll do all of the legwork for you. So you can have a bit of fun with that, seeing what you like, what you don't like, take it, leave it, mix it, double it. You can add other instrument channels to this if you're doing a fancy podcast with instruments and music and stuff. But this is just a good starting point for a very simple 2-channel audio podcast. There we go. And then the last two templates are very similar to each other. So I'll open up the cinematic one. So it's a cinematic template with orchestral instruments and also synthesizer instruments to give a cinematic sound. So this is really great if you want to enter the world of video composition or scoring for game or TV, things like that, and you want to just dip your toe in and really kind of get a feel for it. This is not a professional template in the sense that like it's not individually routed to MIDI outputs and things like that. It's a very basic thing designed to just get you kind of off the ground, as I say. So yeah, we've got bass winds here. Really nice bassoons. What else do we have? Clarinets. Flutes. Let's go nice and high for the flutes. Love it. So once again, like I say, we've got a full complement. We've got woodwinds, brass, strings, percussion, including... So what I've done with the percussion is I've loaded up, all of these are the Symphony Series instruments. So we've got the Symphony Series percussion here with bass drums. And you can see that's a rolling bass drum there. And then moving into the next one, we've got rototom. So you've got the different articulations to consider as well. Lots of things here to really get yourself stuck into. Snare. Rolling snare. And also, can you hear the release there? That's really effective. Lots of great tools there for you to get stuck in with. Timbales. Let's look at what else we've got. Toms, Celeste, Crotales, Glockenspiel, low piano hits. That's a really fun one. Get nice and... So if you want to create those dramatic moments for like a thriller type thing, you can really get stuck in with all that stuff. Got tubular bells as well. I like that for these. Really fun. Vibraphone. you get lost just having fun playing this as well. So there's lots to do there. We've got pianos as well. And because this is more of a cinematic template, I've loaded up the Giant in the cinematic mode, which is essentially just doing lots of like prepared piano type stuff. So we've got, so once again, really getting into that thriller kind of element. Great things to be looking at here and delving into as well. And then we get into the more cinematic synth type things. So we've got action strikes. Let's open up the plugin here so we can see what it looks like. It's really fun. We've got lots of different patterns. So what we've got here is you can see the key switches, C1, C sharp 1, D1, which give you the different rhythms. You can select them here, or you can actually obviously use your key switches on a MIDI keyboard to change rhythms. So you can be holding down rhythm, changing your key switches. Lots of options for creating rhythmic diversity going in there as well. Moving on to the next one, we've got kinetic metal. I love this. Excellent for textural moments, transitional elements, all kinds of things like that. Lots of fun to be had. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this really quickly because I wanted to say thank you to Native Instruments for giving me Komplete 14 Ultimate Collector's Edition so that I could make a video and just share some content with you guys. And there have been so many videos out there already that I just thought it would be nice to do something different and give you guys something as a starting point. So yeah, all of these templates are going to be available in the description box below so that you can download them. Like I say, they're going to be there forever, so you're never going to have to pay for them. 100% free, just to give you something nice at the start of the year. So yeah, if you've invested in Komplete 14 and maybe you're feeling like you're not quite getting the most of it yet, you're not exploring everything, you're not sure what to do, this is a great place to start with. Yeah, just getting your feet off the ground and having a good sandbox for just playing and trying out different ideas. So thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.